I'm Christopher Zweig, and today on CJ at the Movies, I have a jam-packed show with big names like Jack Black, Daisy Ridley, Gerard Butler, and Will Arnett, so I better get started. Let's take a look. Our first movie is Anaconda, which stars Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Steve Zahn, and Tandoori Newton as four childhood friends who decide to head out in the Amazon to make a spiritual sequel to the hit 1997 movie Anaconda. What else? George of the Jungle? When they get in the jungle, Rudd accidentally kills the trained snake being used for their film, and soon they find themselves in danger with a deadlier snake. Black is no stranger for playing an actor in real-life danger in the jungle, and Tropic Thunder is proof of that. And he and Rudd both seem to be enjoying satirizing the movie within the movie genre when it comes to IPs, cameos by the original stars Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez, and action movie formulas. But the problem with this Anaconda is that it spends too much time dealing with the movie world and not enough time on the snake attacks and its choice of comedy. It's played too safe, and even if Gary D. Snake in Zootopia 2 is good, he still moves a lot faster than this snake does, so skip it. Our next movie is Primate, a horror movie set in Hawaii and telling the story of a pet chimpanzee named Ben who goes berserk after being bitten by a rabid mongoose, so it might as well be subtitled Blood and Bananas. The chimp is owned by a deaf man, played by Kotsur, the first deaf male actor to win the Oscar for his role in Coda, and he must take a little business trip leaving the place to his visiting daughter, played by Sequoyah, and her friends. So I guess you know the deal. A night of partying must end with some carnage thanks to a diseased Ben. In real life, it's illegal to own chimpanzees as pets in Hawaii, and that it's the only state to not have any rabies cases, but the movie doesn't really care about that. It's a creature feature that likes to go for realism with the graphic violence. The kind when the ape rips off people's jaws, beats their faces in, and so forth. R-rated stuff. And movement specialist Miguel Torres-Umba plays Ben with special effects and a hostile consistency. I think this is the creature feature I wanted to see out of Anaconda, and even if it could have had a sense of humor when it comes to the genre, it still knows how to have fun in the simian manner. So, see it. And up next, I review The Choral, a period drama set during the First World War and telling the story of a choral group who needs a new choir master since the current one is fighting in the war. They find the gay, atheistic Germanophile Dr. Henry Guthrie, played by Ray Fiennes, as the replacement. They can't perform any music composed by German musicians for obvious reasons, so their only option is The Dream of Gerontius by Edward Elgar. The Choral has a lot of supporting characters, like a gay pianist played by Robert Emms and a Salvation Army nurse played by Amara Okereke, and even though we don't get complete character studies out of them, we still get some great performances by the cast. And Fiennes owns this movie as he displays the right tone and emotions, and he speaks with such elegance and consistency that it's impossible to resist whatever humanity he places here. Directed by Nicholas Heitner in his first film since The Lady in the Band, and written by his collaborator Alan Bennett, the movie is also sad with its depiction of how people either lose their loved ones in battle or they come back a little different, and the somber tone, music, and color palettes try to lift the spirits. So see it. Next up, The Plague, a psychological thriller set at a summer water polo camp in 2003, where a group of boys have some kind of a cruel tradition of avoiding someone who may have some kind of communication issues or rash condition known as the plague. The kid who has it is Eli, played by Kenny Robinson, and they say it's contagious by touch. But is that really true or some kind of a mind game? That's what the socially awkward swimmer Ben, played by Everett Blunck, wants to know. The more he communicates with Eli, the more deteriorating Ben gets, and he even gets harassed by the other boys who attack him with cockroaches in his bunk instead of soap bars like in Full Metal Jacket. I knew Blunck looked familiar because I remember how he took the lead role of Griffin in Summer. It's a different kind of role for this young man in The Plague because, while in that film he was talkative, this one has him with less words and more emotions. I think this is an even better role for him because of how he adapts to the genre and how he plays Ben with some Stephen King vibes. Joel Edgerton received a script from writer-director Charlie Pollinger, and he produces it as well as playing the well-meaning coach. He wanted to help him make this movie, and they both succeed well. I don't understand all the twisted things that the young minds are engaged in, but I can acknowledge the very nature of them, and I think it has something to do with bullying. But this isn't really a public service announcement video, it's a thriller that likes to take its chances. So see it. Next up, Greenland 2 Migration, the sequel to the action hit in which Gerard Butler got his family to an underground bunker just before an asteroid destroyed most of Earth. Years have passed, and when the bunker gets destroyed, their only hope is to venture through a desolate Europe to find a new home. Gerard Butler and Morena Baccarin reprise their roles as John and Allison Garrity, and Roman Griffin Davis is now their son Nathan. Once they make it to Europe, they face more challenges like gunmen and some rickety makeshift bridges they must cross. One is made from rope and the other is made from ladders. And there are some new characters, but most of them either have to be killed off early or can't join John's family on their trek, and the one person who can come with them appears near the end. Greenland 2 Migration has its entertaining moments, and Butler does some good work as the lead once again, but it feels derivative and routine of the original, which was a good movie. It might keep moviegoers entertained, but it's not really a sequel worth rushing to the theaters to see, so skip it. Our next movie is not much of an apocalyptic thriller, but more of a zombie movie, but even if it was, it's a better film than Greenland 2 Migration. It's called We Bury the Dead, and it takes place after a military experiment gone wrong off the coast of Tasmania in Australia. 500,000 people are dead, and a portion of them are waking up with either a taste for human flesh or to settle some unfinished business, like ghosts. Daisy Ridley stars as a masseuse whose husband was in Australia for a work retreat and hopes that joining a body retrieval unit will allow her to reunite with him. That is, if he hasn't been a zombie. We Bury the Dead also knows how grief can threaten a person's sanity when the main heroine comes across a grief-stricken soldier played by Mark Cole Smith who forces her to participate in some kind of memory jolt, and way before that we see the people disillusioned with the death of their loved ones, and we can't really blame them. If the undead can take care of some unfinished business, then maybe the movie should have delved deeper into that notion, but I suppose you're supposed to see it for how it handles a person's grief in circumstances such as these, and Ridley displays the right emotions here, so see it. And lastly, that reminds you on how good Is This Thing On is, especially when it's expanding to more states. It's Bradley Cooper's third directing job in which he guides Will Arnett as a middle-aged man on the brink of divorce from his wife Laura Dern, and he finds himself doing stand-up comedy to express his pathos. In lesser situations, people might be cynical about his new gigs, but maybe it could mend his relationship. The world of stand-up comedy has helped shape a number of comedians who have either risen to the top or are still trying to find their purpose in life. Is This Thing On works as both purpose and couples therapy in a sense, and Arnett and Dern both display them without jumping to conclusions or catering to certain moviegoers who are more into happy endings than originality. It doesn't try so hard. It just uses honesty to speak into the mic and bring on the jokes. And if Cooper can prove himself to be a better actor than we anticipate, so could Arnett. And that's why they work well together. If you do get the opportunity to see Is This Thing On, then take it. Recapping the new movies I reviewed this week: thumbs down for Anaconda, thumbs up for Primate, thumbs up for the Choral, thumbs up for The Plague, thumbs down for Greenland 2 Migration, thumbs up for We Bury the Dead, and thumbs up for Is This Thing On. Well, those are the movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Thwaites. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies.